Show yourself.
Hello, everyone. It's the June 17th, 2016 Small Business Accounting Advisors. How are you?
Great.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everyone. So Shelley has a special announcement about XeroCon. We'll start with you, Shelley.
Well, there's an exciting series of classes at Xero where we've got 5 classes that start with a setup of a surfing school and walk you through a setup and then cash flow, troubleshooting, reporting. So you build throughout the 2 days from beginning to end a company. And Jan and I are teaching the course on cash flow, which is really a lot about using the built-in functionality in Xero to get everything you can out of it.
Nice. Nice. So anyone that's going to XeroCon, go to Jan and Shelley's class. Yay.
Yeah. Sounds like a great idea, starting and going all the way through with one class. Yeah. I'm kind of curious about one thing, because there was one thing I was really upset with QuickBooks Desktop about that they didn't do with any of the companies that would have like a subscription, and it would be month after month, and let's say you bill the first day of the month, payable by the end of the month or something. And for me, it was a pool service. And it couldn't, I wanted it to automatically fill in the month it was being billed for. And it would have been easy for them to write a little code that would say, whatever the date on the invoice is, put that month in the box. But it wasn't possible. So,
Linda, if they haven't fixed the problem where when you download the new QuickBooks version and you have a terabyte computer and it's not reading the fact that you have a terabyte computer, if they haven't just changed the 2 little numbers, why would they change for that one thing? Come on now.
Because I agree. Because what I do, I memorize all those invoices, okay, and I memorize them to be printed or to be emailed, okay, and then the item says your pool service charges for the month of, and then it's green.
It would be in an ideal world, that would be perfect. That's what we want.
I know a lot of people that would be able to use that, me included, actually.
Yeah, that would be awesome. But for whatever reason, they're not saying to the things that we're looking for.
I don't know any of the software.
No, they don't.
It can't be hard.
Not Xero, not Sage.
And whatever month it is, fill it in this box.
But wait, isn't that wouldn't that be something this Ignition does?
Ignition?
Practice Ignition, yeah.
Practice Ignition?
Yeah, it's a little token, and then you can just pop it in and it fills in that token.
Oh, well, maybe Practice Ignition does that. But usually most people send their invoices out of Practice Ignition and not out of QuickBooks Desktop or online or anything.
Shelley does.
Oh. Yeah, but our clients probably don't. I have a cheesy workaround for you. It's very cheesy though.
I don't care.
Well, you could just add text that explains that this invoice is for the month either.
That's what I was gonna. That's what I usually do. Yeah, for the previous month or for the month.
Well, that's what I do, and I put that on the item.
Yeah,
it's part of the item.
Because that's what I do with my 17 hats when I do my monthly clients through 17 hats. I send them a thing that says for the current month.
Yeah,
and they know it.
Month. Yeah. And then everybody wants to say, well, what month is the current month, or what month is the
Look at the date. the date of the invoice kind of tells it.
I want to tell you though, that phone call that I got when we first got on here before we went live, that was a client who is going to come hand deliver a check to me that's 2 days late. Now that's the kind of client you want.
Yes, yes, yes.
He's my favorite.
What Shelley was going to say.
Oh, I'm just so over checks altogether. I like the.
I was just about to say that.
The ACH, and forget it. It's
I would be more like just a direct deposit that sucker in my bank.
Well, I like the whole idea that the client is willing to go out of his way to make sure that you're happy. They want to keep you, so they're going out of their way to do whatever they can to make sure you're happy. Now, I might have said, let me send you an email and you can pay from there.
Yep.
But,
Yeah, I don't. Well, the problem was I kept sending him emails and texts with the invoice, and I had to call him on the phone. So he could pay with a credit card, but he happens to prefer paying.
Right.
All right. I told him if he drops it by where the office is, his office, there's a lady there that lives a couple of blocks from me, and if she's coming home tonight, we can do the switch. So I told him you can pay by credit card. I can take that.
Right.
But he's just uncomfortable with that. So that's all right.
Clients are all over the board with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I send out from Bill.com those e-vites so that they can become e-pay. I can e-pay them.
Right.
And I talked to someone today, and she had accepted, but she wanted to know the details. How was she going to know that I was sending her the payment and that? And I asked her, I said, this should make your life easier. You won't have to take the check to the bank. Oh, no. For me, this is harder. And I said, why? How is this making it harder for you? Well, all my vendors have decided they want to do this, and every one of them is different. So I don't know how to handle all of them or mark the customers or the vendors that have paid me. So, yeah, I'm getting different feedback. To me, I love it. I love not having to write and stuff and buy checks.
Yeah.
And I love it when people pay me that way. That means I don't have to go to the bank.
Oh, look, Tar's here. Hi, Tar.
But at the same time, if I do have checks, there's mobile banking. I can just take a picture of those checks.
That's what I do. I deposited a check today.
So,
I haven't taken a check in probably 3 years at least.
you that have not taken a check?
Yep.
Nice.
Everybody's done through automation.
Young hip clients.
I'm serious. I don't do that. I haven't done it in a long time.
Great.
Kelly, do you take checks?
I swear I took my last one about 2 weeks ago when they mailed it to the wrong address, and then it actually took a month for it to get to me, and then I finally got it 2 weeks ago, and I was like, no, never.
I don't want to deal with this anymore.
Yeah.
I hear you. But the mobile banking's nice, the picture, and you just send it in. It's just you got to get a picture that the bank or the camera or something can recognize. But once you got that, you're okay. So
I have one client left that wants nothing to do with cloud anything.
yeah.
But she is so simple and so easy and local and belongs to my local business group. How can I say no?
No. I want what's easy for the client.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly. So Yvette,
Yes.
I wanted to talk about different cloud financial software like QuickBooks Online, Xero, Sage. Differences?
Yeah, the differences in them. I've tried Xero. Okay, I'm even certified. But like I was saying earlier, that the hardest thing with me and Xero was the fact I couldn't wrap my head around not reconciling. I can understand that they have their own way of reconciling because the feeds come in. So everything's coming in from the bank. And but I'm so used to always reconciling. Shelley, what are you saying? Can you hear me?
I'm sign languaging to my son that I'll help him later.
Talking to me, I'm like, what
I know.
I love it.
I feel like there is a reconciliation. In fact, I've got one that I'm having a hard time unraveling that came from a conversion. But I mean, you can tell if something's uncleared or anything doesn't match the register. So tell me more. How does it not reconcile?
Well, I guess because I don't really work with Xero that anymore. I'm not going to say I'm never going to. And the reason why I'm kind of revisiting it is because I'm kind of trying to I want to go totally on the cloud. You know, take clients that only like being like in the modern now in the cloud, because I want to change things in my practice, and I've been working on it. So I thought maybe I need to revisit Xero. I'm also visiting Sage as well. But, you know, we're all creatures of habit, okay? I do love QuickBooks. I've been working with it for as long as it's been around. And even QuickBooks Online, I have a lot of clients on QuickBooks Online. My very first client that I took on QuickBooks Online probably about, 8 years ago. And, I mean, even though I kind of didn't want to, but he told me, just give it a chance because we are modern, we want everything on the cloud. So I did, and I ended up learning everything about it. Okay, there are some limitations like every software. There's always some kind of limitation, but out of all the cloud ones that I've used so far, I mean, I haven't used that many, but I guess because I'm so used to it and I know it, that I feel comfortable with. And when I tried Xero, I just couldn't get the hang of it. I couldn't get the hang that it didn't have a register. And at the time, they didn't even have find and recode. Shelley, find and recode, I'm sure that's pretty new. I mean, well, maybe 6 months ago, they put it in there. But they didn't have that before. So if you had something that you had to look for, you'd maybe go to the vendor and try to find it through that way. And there were just so many differences. And now I'm starting to look at it because I don't know if you guys read the Accounting Today. Does everybody get that?
I do. I may or may not read it.
I don't always read it.
Okay, and I loved it. There was one thing that I really read that really stuck with me, this article that I read, and it's about making sure you're working with the right clients. And a lot of it also has to do with what platforms you use too, And so, I mean, if you read that article, it tells you, A, B, C, and D clients, because I'm trying to define my business. And I want to have a balance. I know it exists. I know people that do it. And I want to totally just be more free. I want to build my business so it's not dependent on me anymore. And so that's why I'm revisiting all these cloud accounting platforms to see, and do I have to be just with one? I noticed that the people that are very successful and have run their businesses and had that, they usually just deal with one platform. And so that's why I'm glad, Shelley, you're here, because I just was on Facebook, I think today, and noticed that you were talking about Xero or something. And I'm like, Shelley's on Xero? Because I know you were Mac, QuickBooks for Mac for a long time.
Yeah. If I can speak a little bit to the difference between QuickBooks Online and Xero, what I think is that it's easier to use QuickBooks Online if you were a QuickBooks desktop user, because a lot of the terminology is the same. It's still a huge shock for a new user to go online, but still a lot of things translate. If someone was an Excel user, and a lot of our clients, we moved off of Excel into QuickBooks. So if you're working with somebody who's using Excel, then Xero is really a perfect fit because the interface is so much more like Excel. So if you like a lot of bells and whistles and buttons and graphics, then the QuickBooks Online is perfect if that's your kind of client. And if you like Excel, so just really simple, then the Xero is a better fit.
I find the Xero reports are not quite as robust as QBO. And I have a hard time getting, like, for example, if I want to get a history of what a client's paid me, it's a lot more difficult with Xero than, say, QBO.
I think that it's true that there's some areas that Xero's definitely weaker on and areas that QuickBooks Online is weaker on. Xero approaches the reports differently in the way that you can publish them, which is a whole different concept. So I feel like you get a lot for that, but until just now with the new reports, we had to sort of give up the ability to drill down and modify. Now, I don't know if you've seen the new reports, but you can do, I think, every single thing that you can do in the QuickBooks Online reports. There's just every single option. Plus, a lot of, like, say you run a balance sheet and you'd like to have a fixed asset detail next to it. You just click on the fixed asset report to open the detail report, and then there's a button at the bottom that says Add to Report. So that now is going to produce a balance sheet along with a fixed asset detail report, and they're all going to be together. So I just took a bunch of work out of my plate of having to send 3 different reports to the CPA or 2.
Nice.
So are you strictly Xero now, Shelley? Or
that was the other thing I wanted to say. I do think it's really hard to support both. Right now I have Mac clients, I have desktop clients. On Enterprise, I have QBO clients, and I have Xero clients, and it's hard.
Well, that's kind of what Seth has been saying about you need to focus.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was going to speak to the whole, Yvette, I hear you saying that you want to streamline your practice and you want to make it so that it's not so dependent on you. If you, say, choose a platform that you wish to publicly focus on and promote yourself on and actually go out and try to get those clients, you will be able to streamline your processes a lot more and make things simpler. You'll also grow more comfortable with that platform and learn the nuances between specific clients and stuff like that. I mean, there are some people that are so focused at this point that they are even focusing on QuickBooks Online for a specific industry, and they're very successful because they're working inside that specific industry and mastering how to be able to track it either in QuickBooks or Xero or whatever the platform they use. I know somebody who is using Wave for clients, for online sellers, and they've mastered how to be able to use Wave for those online sellers, and they're being successful by picking up tons of clients left and right and being able to offer training and stuff with that. So I think it's better to at least publicly say, I am doing all Xero or I am doing all QBO. But if you have clients that come to you and have other platforms that you want to still choose to use, and you can do that. I've personally been turning away people that use other things besides QuickBooks products, just because that's what I want to focus with at this point, because that's what I'm good at, that's what I'm familiar with. And I don't want to, I've purposely taken, taken the oath, I don't want to learn another platform at this point in time, because most of my clients are already in this world. I might as well just move forward and master it and not try to start over from the beginning. So if you're looking for a new niche, it could be, okay, where's the new niche? Sure. Is it Sage? Where is the new niche? You might want to decide to branch out and just keep that focus.
And Yvette, I want to tell you, just from my perspective at ICB, I honestly don't think it matters. I think if Joanne put it perfect. It's where you feel comfortable, because in 3 years, all of the products will have the same thing. Right now, we're all making it a game and, this person has this and this person's better here. But in 3 years, it won't matter in terms of the products, because they will all have the same feature set. The difference will be the customer service. Mm-hmm. It will be what is the best customer service and where will the support be. I think that's going to be the differentiating factor. So
that being said, Jan, that's one of the reasons why I stood with QuickBooks, because Xero doesn't have that kind of support. I can call QuickBooks and get an actual person, and they can walk me through, they can remote into my computer. Xero, you have to do a ticket And
Yeah.
within maybe 24 to 48 hours, they'll contact you. I want someone now,
Yeah.
not,
Right.
I mean,
Right.
tomorrow.
Yeah, and I get that. And well, that's what I'm saying. But I mean, I think Sage has excellent support, and I think they'll get it. I do. So take a look at it, but understand that down the road, it's not going to matter to any of us, because our clients will be working, just like Joanne said, in the niche product. So if it's a POS, they're going to be working in that product. They're not even going to be in our accounting software.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear
You
you.
know, can we speak for a minute, since we do have some people with Xero and with Sage and stuff? I would be curious, because I'm only familiar with the QBO QuickBooks part of it. What is available as far as to us as advisors for, say, for example, like affiliate programs? For example, with QuickBooks, I know we have the IRP program that I'm a part of, so I'm making, you know, residual money with their QuickBooks payments and signing people up for QBO. What is there anything that's also available on Xero or Sage that is kind of comparable to the IRP program that QuickBooks has?
That's a good question, Joanne.
Tara, I'm going to ask you, do you know about the partner program in Sage? What it offers and what it does for us?
It kind of opens up a Pandora box, because they're getting ready to they're getting ready to announce the next direction, if you will. I was going to use the word the next program, but a program is only good until the next one comes out. So as part of Sage's or our process, it's finding ways to allow the accounting professional or financial advisor to benefit at and participate at the level that makes the most sense for them. What do you mean by that, Tar? Payroll was completely rewritten in terms of the partner program, so that if, for example, you had clients who are running a payroll, i.e. they're small, under 100 employees, and you refer a client to Sage Payroll Solutions Center, then on the referral, they're going to pay X percentage. So yeah, you're going to share in whatever the client is being charged, where Sage is actually doing all the work, 100% of it. It's strictly referral. The opposite end of the spectrum in that program, and they have a little bit as well. The opposite end.
I'm sorry. Hang on just a second. Someone's typing in the background. I'm sorry.
Kelly!
Sorry, I couldn't figure it out. Thank you. Okay, go ahead, Tar.
Okay, I was going to say, on the other end, we find larger companies, larger accounting firms like in Bailey or someone of that size saying, no, wait a minute, we're going to buy an enterprise license, we're going to do everything, and we're going to charge people up the wazoo, for our service, and they're going to love it. So a middle ground came out, where I'm just using payroll as an example. This was just announced literally within the last few months, where you could say, all right, I would like to provide a level of support, be the first point of contact for my client, but I need Sage to do the heavy lifting. I need them to do the reporting, the filing, the compliance, possibly even to the point of doing the ACH, check processing. And I'm going to bill my client at whatever value I agree with my client. What do I have to pay you, Sage? And they came up with a program that said, for example, well, for your client, it's, we'll bill you $45 a month plus $1.50 per employee per paycheck. So if they have 10 employees, and they're weekly, well, okay, that's $15 a week plus $45 for the, per month. And you charge whatever you want, but Sage will do all the heavy lifting for you. So the process is evolving. I'm hoping I'm answering the question correctly, to let you engage with Sage or to tap into Sage's resource that fits your business model and your client's expectation of you, their requirement. Does that make some sense? I hope.
I think I understand what you're saying. It's not so much a reseller's product, or it's not so much as you're going to get this much commission on selling this many pieces of software. It's a partner with the accountant to make them able to do their work better.
Yeah, and frankly, yeah, that's correct. Payment solutions, for example, the credit card processing program. I know last month one of my bookkeepers in Mesa, Arizona, said, "Gee, I have a client. I've signed him up for Sage 1, but they want to connect the integrated payment solution to it, which is very competitive. It's 2% plus $10 a month. Is there anything in it for me? Well, last I heard, she was spending her gift cards from Sage. So yeah, there was a spiff involved coming back, because that's a very profitable part of Sage's business, is the payment solutions. So, you know, within every program except for Sage View, which I represent, and the Sage One, which I represent, there is some sort of a inherent reseller or participating program. The thing about Sage One is, if you're paying $5 a month on behalf of your client,
You can't go much
you want to
lower.
charge $25. That's entirely up to you. Sage does not regulate what the accounting professional negotiates for value with the client. I mean, come on. If a client's doing all of the work and they're entering all the invoices, they're entering all the bills, they're doing basically in-house bookkeeping and just looking for someone to do compliance at the end of the year, well, you know, maybe for them, $30 a month is a wonderful deal. But for a small solopreneur, it's like, I don't even want to deal with it. I'm a shoebox client. Maybe they're willing to pay $30 or $40 a month to have, you know, an outsourced accountant, bookkeeper, if you will, and not have to hire somebody to, you know, come and do that, or to clean up the mistakes. So you can set the tone. And I hope I'm kind of answering that, not clouding it up. It's Friday and I've just gotten off the freeway, so it's meeting Olympic time, but that's it in a nutshell. So when I see somebody that says, oh, I can sign up for $10 a month for Sage One as an end user, I'd say, have at it. Now, how much should you have to pay your accounting professional to clean up your mess, to set it up for you properly the first time, get your chart of accounts organized, stay on top of you so you pay your sales taxes and report your 1099s properly? Is that worth something? Is that have value? If the client says no, then kick them out the door. Kick them to the curb.
Well, I think that's the beauty of what I personally like about the IRP program that Intuit offers, is that you actually become like the hero, because you can give them a price cheaper for the life of their subscription if they sign up through you. So in other words, when QuickBooks offers a 50 or 40% discount for 6 months, your discount is even less than that, and it's for the entire life of their subscription. So it's almost like a no-brainer that when people want to move to QuickBooks Online, that they do it through an IRP. And for normally in the past, it's always been they give a bounty of $75 for every person that you sign up for QuickBooks Online. If you're an IRP, you get $75 in your hand. Just a one-time fee, nothing perpetual,
Sure.
Just a one-time thing. For June and July, what they're doing is they're doubling it. $150 for every person that you get signed up for QuickBooks Online. And they become, obviously for the most part, they're going to be your client. So you give them the discount and then you're looking like a hero, because they're getting basically less than wholesale pricing on the product. And it becomes, obviously, it becomes a revenue generator, for a lot of people. Some of you guys know, some of you might not know, but back in May, I am in a private Facebook group with a bunch of people that sell, let's just say, a certain product, kind of like home party type things. And there's probably about 4,000 people in that group. And I signed up, I think it ended up being 53 people in 2 days. 53 people I got signed up for QuickBooks Online and got all the bounties for it. So it definitely is, I guess that's why I was asking about, do they have any those type of programs set together? Because to me, obviously I'm all in it for, I need to put groceries, I need to buy groceries for my family. And if I can give them a product that is well-known at a low discount price and then have the company pay me money, it's like a win-win. You know what I mean? So that's why I was trying to figure out what's actually out there with the other companies, as far as or maybe they might be putting them in place down the road, in the future. But it is definitely a consideration when people choose to make decisions for their practice, what they want to use.
Yeah, I like the idea, frankly. I wish I could say I could do that, but it'd be coming out of my pocket.
Well, they're really trying to see. I think what happened with Intuit, and I could be totally wrong, but Intuit was kind of playing around with online, but they were like total desktop, and then kind of Xero started popping in, and then QuickBooks is like, we better say we're online and we're cloud and we're firm in the future and everything like that. And now they really have to make sure they are. So that's why they are pushing so many people, and they're paying people to make that happen. They're paying people to make that happen. So,
wow.
Yeah, because they got the money to do it.
Yeah, hey, I'm with you. Somebody's got to pay to keep the lights on.
Exactly.
What is the partner program for Xero?
That I don't know too well. I haven't done much with.
It's the price of the monthly subscription goes down according to the number of clients or files that you set up. So when you have just a few clients, you pay the full price, which is about $30 a month. And then when you get to 5 clients, then the price goes down to 15%, or goes down by 15% for those same clients. So then what happens over time is that the price that you're paying for the subscription goes down. It goes down as far as 30% when you get to 500 clients.
But they give you marketing dollars too, Shelley.
They do. That they do.
Yeah, they give you marketing dollars. Wow. So it's I forget what the amount is.
I remember when I first started, they told me that if I hit so many clients, it would be a $5,000 marketing package.
Yeah, and I don't know that it's that much. It starts at 500, then it goes to 1,000, and then like 1,500 and 3,000. So it does go up. So they help you market, which I think is great because that's putting money back into your business to gain more clients, right?
Yeah, well, and I like the idea that over the course of like 10 years, I've easily added 300 new clients. So over time, as I add more clients and the rate that I'm paying goes down, then eventually, and I think it turns out to be a pretty good deal.
Mm-hmm. So Shelley, do you pay for that, or do they allow your clients to pay for it?
You have to be paying for it, which is why I love my practice ignition. So I've got people that I really don't do any services for, but I set them up on Xero, or I just connected them to Xero, and then it just bills them, every month.
Got it.
Okay.
Well, for me, the way I dealt with it is I just picked. I don't know. I'm kind of old school, and I really don't want to usually take like a commission or a finder's fee kind of thing, because then it might influence where I put the people for me.
Yeah.
And I happen to like QuickBooks Desktop, and I decided that's my niche. So if any of the people here don't want to do desktop anymore, or they don't want to take a check, well, guess what? Linda Russell, and she'll
Linda will.
Absolutely. Sure, Linda.
Well, Linda, that's an excellent idea, and that kind of dovetails a little bit with who was talking about it earlier. What happens, Larry? Larry was the one that brought this up.
Yeah.
If you have a business, and you have your clients. Shelley, it's your son.
Good for you.
He always knows when I'm doing this. He looks
for him. I hope you know that guy.
It's your son.
If you're a small bookkeeper and you have your clients, and you want someone to step in should something happen to you, what do? Do you have a network of people that you can call on? Are your processes ready for that? I mean, do you have a list of what you do for your clients so that someone else could take over if something happens to you?
I do.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
you bet.
But and then the other thing too is, like what Linda was saying, like that, she's said that's, I mean, that's great. That's her niche, is she wants to do the desktop stuff. She wants to, she wants to focus on that, and that's awesome. But if you want to focus on a product, say for example, whatever it is, Wave, GoDaddy bookkeeping or whatever, if they offer that, if you love that product and you want to use it, then absolutely. I don't necessarily, I mean, I always do what's best for my clients, and I don't, so if I have somebody that needs to track inventory, honestly, I don't put them in QBO, because I'm not a big fan of the inventory inside of QBO. I like desktop better for that. So there's certain things that I'm going to say, look, I'm not going to put you in a software that you don't need, and that's why I also work with GoDaddy bookkeeping, and I work with Wave, because I know I do have those shoebox clients that I can tend to do some cleanup work. Like Wave is great for grabbing a bank feed quick for like the whole entire year and trying to get something summarized. You can do that a lot faster than trying to recreate it in an Excel sheet. So those.
That's what I'm using, Sage 1 for, that type of thing. You can
right, so if you find a tool that you can use for that, that's great, but you don't necessarily have to market and say, oh, by the way, I use this for this. So it's great that Linda's saying, she uses the desktop version, and that's her niche, and that's how come she's so successful, because that's what she's known for. And I think that's what everybody has to kind of get a feeling as to where they are. And I know that there's a lot of accountants that tend to struggle, are because they're trying to go and cover all the platforms. And I think that's when your learning starts to cross over, and you get confused between, oh, well, I was in Xero and you could do here, and do I go left or right, and I'm in a Mac, and I can't do this, and it's an accountant's copy, and what do I have to do for this person, and how do this person's got a QBox account, and you got everything every which way. And if you just keep it to where it's streamlined and streamline your processes, I think that's where everybody becomes more productive. And
just like Seth.
And making more money. It's true, because it's absolutely true. And I know for myself, like I said, I've said this before, since January, I made up some new rules. You got 2 ways to work with me, and that's it. And if you can't fit in those 2 ways, I don't want you as a client. I will refer you out to somebody else, because I want only certain clients that are willing to do. And what's happened is when like somebody called me the other day and said, do you do bookkeeping? No, I don't just do bookkeeping. You gotta, if you want me to do it, this is what we do. We do quarterly tax planning meetings. I do the tax prep at the end of the year. We do blah, blah, blah. I give them the 2 choices, and they're like, okay, yeah, that sounds great. I'm like, he's like, yeah, I got another accountant, but I don't even like him. I want to use you for tax. So it's like, but if you just put your foot down and give them the choices, this is, if you want to work with me, this is what you got to do. And they're like, okay. And I'm like, now, damn, I got another client now.
Joanne, you can have that attitude if you're successful. And
that's what I'm saying. But it's hard to get to that point. But if you start publicly looking out for the person that you want to work with and slowly build that, you can still help other people. But if you start publicly putting out on your website and making it look like I'm the Xero expert for people who do landscaping, and you set up a private Facebook group, landscapers that use Xero, and you start helping those people are going to come, and you're going to start picking up those specific clients. Then you can eventually get rid of the pain in the butts that you really didn't want to work with, but were just paying the bills. So it is a process to happen, but you have to start at least doing it, at least publicly, so that you can start getting those things in place.
Well, and I will tell you, having ICB, I had to trim my client base down in order to have my second company. I have made more money now trimming down my client base, which sounds crazy.
It is.
But,
I believe it.
I've been able to charge more,
Yep.
more successful, and have to spend less on those people because I am more efficient and effective for those few clients. So I'm exactly what Joanne is saying.
Yeah.
I'm only streamlined in those processes, and I'm not going outside that box.
Yeah, and raise your rates.
I did.
Everybody, if you raise them again, because they'll pay it. The people that will pay it.
Yeah, I agree with you. But the one thing that I really don't like doing is putting my eggs all in one basket.
Right.
So I want to do more than one. There's nothing wrong with Intuit. I do like QuickBooks Online, and actually I'm liking it more than the desktop. For the first time ever.
Linda, plug your ears.
Well,
that's where all the development is on QBO.
Yeah.
That's where all what is?
The development.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Development.
Like
well, I like doing a bank reconciliation in less than a minute.
Yeah, see, for me, the big downside for me with QBO has to deal with the bank that the client chooses to sync with it, because if you have a crappy bank, you are SOL, and you might.
True, I agree.
You can spend more time cleaning up a QBO file than me manually typing it in to desktop.
That's true, but the bank.
Seriously, I could do the same bank rec and give it to Linda, and I could do it in QBO, and Linda would be done in probably 10 minutes, and it would take me an hour and a half to figure out how QBO got messed up. If it's the wrong bank.
Yeah, that can be true, but
the bank feeds got to improve on all the platforms.
I agree. I think that if bank feeds improved, every one of the programs would be better. And I actually put that on the Facebook group too, which bank like.
Well,
David Larry was the one that brought that up, and I've been saying that before. I've always said when banks start asking me questions, I come back and start asking them questions.
Yep. I have a master list at my office as to which banks work good and which banks work bad. I have to, when I get that other site, when I get my No Fuss Accounting site redone, I'm going to post it on there, because every time I hear somebody complain inside of one of the groups, I'm like, okay, Citizens Bank, bad.
Right.
Bad.
Exactly.
You know,
that's bad.
But I want to say the one thing that working with Sage One that I do like is the bank feeds. There is something in their program that does not allow duplicate entries to go into your software.
That's great.
Oh my gosh. For Xero, well, you know, you had that experience.
Yes.
In that. And QBO, I've been getting a lot, particularly bank service fees. Seem like they come in duplicate all the time. You won't get that with Sage One. So, but
I missed about getting the.
Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
I was just wondering, are you still on vacation?
Again. Now, my father-in-law, Mark's dad's 90, just turned 90, and so we're up in Somerset, New Jersey.
Bridgewater.
For Father's Day, so the whole family's getting together. So it's his family this weekend. It was my family last week.
Well, you got beautiful weather for it.
Yeah.
It was gorgeous up here, and we just got a heat advisory for home. It's 102.
Wow.
Wow, yeah.
I'm all over.
Well, but after the severe thunderstorms come through today, it'll be much nicer.
It'll be much cooler after.
That's my kind of weather, you guys.
Can't wait to hear about all your travels, Sarah.
Oh man, I'm ready to just sleep in my own bed. Thank you.
I bet.
So Sarah, you're keeping your fingers crossed on the heat down there on your server, right?
Yeah. And, Mark has his own servers too. So he gets little notifications on his watch. I'm better, he's not better. I'm better, I'm better.
Somebody typing again?
Shelley is. Everybody put your hands up quick.
I'm on mute, so I've been typing it, and I've been on mute, so I know I'm good.
Misha.
I'm sorry.
Misha's usually the culprit. Whenever Misha and I are doing our private Zooms, Misha's always like,
Well, I'll tell you, look, I had to cut all of my nails off, completely all done.
oh, because you're
Down to nubs, because I'm having surgery on Tuesday. So on my hand,
Nails that you just got. Oh.
yeah, so I had to take it all off and go take everything off and like literally cut them down because I don't know when I'll be able to get back.
Well, you'll be able to look better.
Yeah, but I'll be one-handed, so for whoever knows how long, maybe a couple of weeks, because I have physical therapy 2 days after surgery. So
what's wrong with your hand?
What are they doing?
I have a trigger thumb.
What?
My fingers are triggering.
It's not like a trigger finger, is it?
Yeah, it's my thumb is my finger, so trigger thumb.
Watch out when you're around Misha.
Sorry, but this finger I can bend completely like this, and this finger literally will just go to right there. And I have to wrap it because right now it's hurting me really bad. So I just like put pressure on it to help. But all of them trigger. I've had multiple cortisone injections in all of these joints right here, and they're not working. So he's going to cut everything out.
That's not your dominant hand, right?
That's my left hand. It's my left hand. So I'm right-handed.
I'm going to have to teach you how to do like voice to text then.
You know what? I'm going to be living on Zoom. Everybody will be getting a Zoom.
You'll be getting Zoom. Zooms from Misha. Everybody block her on Facebook now.
And now that I know how to use the whole Go Live thing, I posted my video the other day when I went to the dairy farm for ice cream. A cow. He had a scratching post in the middle of the field, and he was just getting at it. I was like, oh, everybody on Facebook is going to see all these videos now.
Let's go live. Is it a Facebook thing?
Huh?
Yeah,
Let's go live.
It's Facebook. Go live. You can, Facebook Live. You can, have interviews and.
So it's like a hangout, or is there a limit on number of people?
It's you yourself.
No, it's just
like Periscope.
It's on your phone.
Oh.
Instead of typing a status, you click the Go Live button and your video, it records you. People can chat with you and interact with you.
You got to bust out your phone, Dennis. You got to bust out the mobile phone. Sorry, bud.
Not enough of them, Dennis.
Wait, Dennis, I was about to ask if he has one of the flip phones.
He does.
No.
Brandon loves that.
Yes.
So now,
Hey,
Misha.
I've got to go see family. Tina, did I miss the boat on the Sage thing? Did it expire in June or July?
Tar?
Where you can pay the one price and get some licenses?
It broke a little bit.
Sarah is asking for the 25 licenses for $25.
They have not they have not discontinued that. I suspect there'll be a replacement at Sage Summit in Chicago coming in July. So I'm encouraging everyone, if you want to get on to the 25 pack for $25, you can, and there is a reward. So ask me about it offline, but I still can offer that anywhere in the country. So no matter where you look, not just in the West. So
Sarah, I've been traveling so much, and my husband was like, "Did you get that Sage?" And I'm like, "So good." Well, I'm gonna go do family. I'll be back Monday, and then I'm back to work.
Tar is on our Facebook. Bye, Sarah.
all right.
Bye, Sarah.
Bye, Sarah.
Bye, Sarah.
So now, Misha, gotta ask, where the heck in Boston do you find an itchy cow that's scratching itself?
I'm telling you, so I'm 30 minutes south of Boston in a town called Stoughton. So I'm like halfway to the Cape.
Wow.
So the next town over is called Sharon, and they have a dairy farm. In town. So they have cows, and they have an ice cream place, and they make their own everything. They have a farmer's market. Ooh. And I went there with my sister like a couple days ago, and my sister and my nieces, and we were minding our own business, and as I was driving away, I saw these two cows standing together, and then I was like, what is that green thing in the middle? this tall green thing. I'm like, what? And then I looked closer because the sun was in my eye, and I walked over to the fence, and the cow was rubbing up against the pole. I was like, what? I'm like, cows have scratching poles? This is just, I'm like, I gotta record this. I have to record this. So that's how that video came about. I was like, I have never seen a cow use a scratching post before. And I'm like, what? I mean, he was just in there and just like doing his thing. And then another cow was scratching his shoulder, but this one, he was all in the back, and he was just getting, it was like, wow. So the things you learn, something new.
Do we have any other subjects that we want to talk about before we go? Accountant's Day for Intuit. How many people got a t-shirt?
I did.
I did. I saw your post of that. I saw your video. Joanne, I didn't see you.
Because I didn't get a t-shirt.
You got a blanket.
We already discussed this, remember? Oh, we discussed it in my hangout.
You got a blanket.
I got the blanket with a sign. I'm like, Intuit, if you want me to tweet something, you better give me a shirt to wear. I am not going to paste a sign on my chest.
I bet the blanket was nice, Joanne.
The blanket was nice, but I'm not going to take a picture. The blanket, all as it is a really small logo. It's an awesome blanket. So I was thinking, well, maybe I could like wrap myself up in it, but it looks stupid because it was just a really small logo.
Yeah. They'll give you a t-shirt at QuickBooks Connect.
I have enough t-shirts. That's all good. I actually got 17 hat swag.
You did?
Yeah.
What?
I got 17 hat swag. I got like I left it in my car. Maybe I'll wear it next week, but I have it's like a gray 17 hatch t-shirt. They gave me a bunch of chargers and a bunch of like decals for like your window, and there was something else that was in there. I can't remember. But yeah, so that was pretty cool.
Well, keep the date, because in September we're going to do a Global Bookkeepers Week. So not just a day, but a Bookkeepers Week. So we'll try to do something. Yeah.
Really?
Somebody send me a t-shirt then.
I'll take a t-shirt. Actually, if you don't mind, since it's September, can we do polos or like some fleece, something warm? Because I'm up in Snowlingen, and so it snowed like. I mean, we could have winter. We could have all 4 seasons in like one day.
Oh my God.
Sometimes. So
has anybody signed up for QuickBooks Connect?
I got my hotel room.
Where are you staying?
I'm the one down the Townhouse Motel, which is next to the Ramada. The Ramada Inn is all full.
I know. I'm in.
What?
I'm in the Ramada. That's where the party's going to be.
No way. The Ramada's full.
The Ramada's full.
The Ramada's full, but there's a little motel just like next to it or 2 buildings over called the Townhouse Motel. And they have
the Ramada is full. That's like the big news that's going across the internet.
You guys are stressing me out. I
can sign up for QuickBooks Connect until July 3rd.
There's so many things going on right now.
I haven't signed up for QuickBooks Connect yet, but I booked my room, so how funny is that?
Yeah, well, I have to go book my plane, too.
There's also
I'm still playing with it. I'm having a hard time finding airfares. Because last year I remember what happened is I ended up booking like at the end of August. But I think in July is when the prices dropped from East Coast to West Coast. So I am watching. I have an alert.
Got it.
It is over $500 for me to get out there.
Where are you flying from?
From New York, Syracuse.
Oh, Southwest is having those deals.
Southwest has crap.
I'm sorry.
The only thing is like I can fly out of Rochester or Buffalo, but it's like the time of day to fly out. Like Sunday, I wouldn't get into like 11:30 at night, and I want to fly out first thing in the morning and get in at like 4 in the afternoon or 5:30.
Yeah.
That's all day.
Yeah, believe me, I've been hearing all about the Southwest stuff, and then I was thinking, well, maybe I can go chill with Misha for a couple of days. fly out of Boston or so. I'm trying to figure out. I've been going through all these kind of. I got a friend in Jersey. Can I fly out of Newark? I'm trying to figure out where I can keep my car while I'm at QuickBooks Connect.
Well, I'm hoping in a couple of years, maybe even sooner, you call me, I'll be like, I'm ready to go to QuickBooks Connect. I'll be like, okay, the private jet is ready.
Yes.
All right.
He's just going to come pick us all up.
It's so funny you said that. I just went to Vegas and they had a private jet that you could buy, and it was $210 a seat. It held eight people. Private jet, $210 a seat.
Wow, that's an amazing price.
You do. Yeah. You guys know that Uber.
From one end of Vegas to the other?
Yeah, from Phoenix to Vegas.
You guys know that Uber has, you know how you would do an Uber driver? You can do an Uber plane.
Oh, I did not know that.
Really?
Yeah, you can fly from Boston. You can do Boston to the Cape, to like the Martha's Vineyards and the Cape.
Licensed pilots, or are they just?
Yeah, no, it's that's what it is. It's people who own private jets are now buying into the whole Uber thing, and they'll rent, like, if they're not going anywhere, might as well use it.
I need to get to San Jose. That's all I need to go. So somebody find me Syracuse to San Jose. I don't care if I have to drive to Buffalo or Rochester or Ithaca, but I need to get to San Jose cheaply. And right now it's over $500.
I found Buffalo to San Fran for $299.
From when to when though? I need to go I need to fly out the 23rd and come back the 30th because I'm staying extra because I have family out there.
Okay.
Shelley, are you going to QuickBooks Connect or are you just going with Xerocon?
Jan's my travel consultant.
I'm working it.
It might be you'd have to come back on the 31st instead of the 30th because the 30th is a Sunday.
Oh, that could be.
But on the
and I could do that. My schedule's flexible. Because I would be staying. Wouldn't have to pay for hotel. I would stay with family.
I'm gonna share my screen for a second. It's a real thing.
Sky Uber, I love it.
Yes,
I'm gonna download the app.
You can actually book flights.
Is that
No way.
It looks like it's in England. Pounds.
I mean, I know. I just did the thing. I don't know. I didn't set any like zone or anything like that.
Search Syracuse to San Jose. Let me see if I can get a Uber
via Europe.
You're funny.
And I'll stop by and pick everybody up. So
where are you? New York?
Yes, Syracuse. We'll see where everybody is. We'll
New York, USA to San Jose.
Do you know the way to San Jose?
Can you get flight insurance?
I'm doing the. Are you going, Shelley?
When is QuickBooks Connect?
I'm not planning on going to QB Connect. You know, it's getting really hard for me to support all the different products. So I'm really only taking in new clients that are Xero clients, and I expect to be no longer supporting QuickBooks clients unless it's for conversions.
Got it.
Does that mean you're along the trainer network?
I'll take your QBO people. Just send them my way. When is
creating a list of what people are, what they want and what platforms.
Yeah.
So yeah, we should all get on that list.
When is QB Connect?
Fine, I would give it to you.
It's the 24th. It's the 24th, 25th, 26th, I think, or something like that.
Of what?
Of October.
October?
I want to fly in Sunday and get there at like 6:30, and I'm going to leave. I can leave whenever.
Hold on. Okay, they said nothing available from New York to San Jose, but come back, and it says come back soon. So,
she's got her alert set.
So like you do it. There's no flights listed right now.
To Syracuse, not New York. I'm not going to fly out of Manhattan.
Oh my God!
I'm just saying.
Joanne, if you were going to do the Sky Uber, you would probably just do the short hop from Syracuse to the place where you could get the good.
Why? If I'm going to be on a private jet, I'm going to enjoy the whole ride.
Yeah, I would block the whole thing off so I'd have room.
Yep.
Do they sell flight insurance?
Yeah, exactly. I better make sure my life insurance is paid up.
Yeah, parachutes too.
Yeah.
Are you guys, do you have any Firm of the Future events coming your way, or have you already gone to them?
No,
There
there's
is
nothing our way.
some coming in LA, I think. I'm like 30 miles due east of downtown LA.
I have a theory that Intuit, Xero, Sage, all of those people hate people in New England.
Did you see what they did this year with their contest though?
What?
Contest.
Made it global.
Made it global, first of all. So that means the Australia, England.
Really?
They made it global. First of all, it's a paper or fill out submission to start, and if you're one of the 4 finalists, then you make a video. Evidently, they didn't like watching all the videos last year, or they chose not even to watch some of the videos.
Well, it takes a lot of time.
Yeah, because they didn't even watch my video because I had it up on a private, unlisted thing, and it wasn't even watched.
But how is it that none of these events are held in New England?
Oh, because they don't want to go to the East Coast. They're never
like why? But look, we are nice up here.
Well,
Where are you at, Misha?
I'm in Massachusetts.
Boston.
Yeah, I'm like minutes to Boston.
Okay.
You know, we have the Patriots. We have Red Sox.
Probably why.
Dennis, we used to be friends.
I was just there last summer.
We are not going to be friends anymore if you keep talking like that, Dennis. You better watch your mouth.
Now.
I still remember that Super Bowl.
Even like you have Maine, you have Vermont, you have New Hampshire, you have all those people. And I mean, New York, you guys aren't really New England, so I'm sorry. But you know what I'm saying? Upstate New York, why can't there be something that we could drive to?
Exactly.
Why does it have to be all the way across the country?
I know.
You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense.
Let's talk to Brad.
In Philadelphia.
Yeah, you can make it Long Island. You guys could take the Amtrak down and up and all that.
But do you have a meetup group in your area?
Probably, but I don't meet up with them.
Well,
and it would be a little bit far. That's in Ohio, which is west.
But I honestly don't. They never bring anything to New England or on the East Coast. And when they do, it's usually down, way down south. And it's just
Atlanta.
Yeah, that's
for Philadelphia.
It's always down south.
It's always down south, and it's like Boston. We've got some really good convention centers up here.
But maybe they're more expensive, and a lot of people like to go where it's really nice and it's more touristy. Although I know there's.
Oh wait, Boston isn't touristy?
Oh please, that's very touristy.
We have duck boats running people over in town. Come on, this is the best place to hang out.
Do they have a horse for Paul
Not
Revere?
if you're walking the streets and duck boats are running over you.
I think it would be a change of pace to do something large scale like QuickBooks Connect on the East Coast and make the West Coast people fly across the country, because it is not fun spending 13 hours plus.
Yeah, you're going the wrong way.
Time changes in a plane.
I think Joe Woodard's doing that though.
Joe Woodard's doing what?
The East Coast stuff.
He's doing Bahamas.
He went to Bahamas.
Please.
I'm like
Disney World Disney. Yeah. Disney.
Okay, that does not count.
That doesn't count.
Oh, now it's going to Disney, and next year it's at Disney, right? And that's
Isn't that where they have
go north?
Right on the lagoon where the alligators.
Wait, now alligators are eating people down there. Come on,
people.
Look,
if you did have a group,
Misha, we're just going to have to start our own conference.
There you go.
Yeah,
Would you guys come?
Speak easy.
I could drive up.
Speak easy, Boston. Bam.
It would be a drunk fest. Sorry.
No, I'm serious. We really need to have some sort of training or some big scale event come to this area. It's ridiculous.
It is.
Well, you can find a contact and enroll them in that. And you can't enroll them.
Start a social media campaign and just start tweeting Brad all the time.
I think I'm gonna do. I am definitely gonna do something about it because this is just
coming to Boston. We can't.
Yeah.
like really. Come on.
Boston is a party town.
Big time.
Big time.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a couple of famous people. For real. Like, I really do know a couple of famous people.
Okay.
And I could, like...
Oh, that sounds like a good note to end on, huh?
Yeah, it's about that time.
We're over.
Yeah. Next week, we have QuickBooks. Chris Wise is coming back.
Oh, I love QuickBooks. That's how I access all my desktop people remotely. With QuickBooks.
We'll be talking about sharing the Microsoft products also through QuickBooks.
And I think they're going to, by then, we'll start rolling out the new stuff, right?
I have a question. Oh, maybe you can help me. With Microsoft, when I have the new Microsoft, I think it's 2013 or something. And when I have a file and I double click on it to open it, it opens the program, Word, but it doesn't open the document. And when I go to look for it, it doesn't open it.
Because the document's saved in a format that is not reading in that new version. You need to make sure it's saved as a compatible document that it will open in other versions, in the newer version. Because like when they came out with 2010, you could save back, but you can't save forward. So if you have like if I can save it to, I can save forward.
Open it on a computer that has the older version first.
You have to, you have to convert it to
the new one.
The new one, because you can go back, but you can't go up.
Got it.
Does that make sense? Did I say that right? You can go up, but you can't go back? I don't know. Either way, you need to have the right compatibility. It needs to be a compatible Word document.
Got it.
If it says compatible at the top of the document, then it should open in other versions.
Very good. Thank you.
There you go. All righty, everyone. Have a great week.
This weekend.
See you next week. Same time, same place. Chris Wise and QuickBooks.
All righty.
Woohoo!